Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal humiliated, decimated, embarrassed, discombobulated, disorganized, disintegrated Chelsea 5-0 at the Emirates Stadium. And that Chelsea performance, oh my God, I've seen bad Arsenal performances. They beat us 6-0 in 2017. This Chelsea performance, if you're a Chelsea fan right now, I know there are not many watching this channel, you are absolutely strong to be watching content after that. We're going to be diving into the performance generally and also doing some player ratings as well, because I thought Kai Havertz scoring a brace against Chelsea, shutting them up, celebrating against them. Martin Odegaard was impeccable. The role of Thomas Partey, and probably going into this summer, Mikel Arteta's got to now rethink the role of Thomas Partey, and basically, who do we sign if Partey is leaving, or if we actually have to let him go, at all? Do we have to give him another season? Because the way he plays with Declan Rice in that midfield, class. Absolute class. So let me know what are your thoughts on that game and who was your man of the match. Benny Blanco White scoring a brace that was just an icing on the cake, because he has already done good things this season and he has already been impeccable this year for Arsenal. But for him to go out there and score a brace against Chelsea in the title running, again, for me, Blanco has been really, really good. I don't know why people call him Blanco. I hope that is them. That I really, really do like, Ben White now. I think he's such a quality player. So talk to me in the comment box below. What are your thoughts on this game? And exactly what did you make of that, overall performance from this side? Because I don't think we were too good. I just think we met a bad Chelsea side and then we capitalized on them. And I like the fact that when Arsenal smell blood this season, they've always gone for the kill. West Ham 6-0, Crystal Palace 5, I think Sheffield 5, Chelsea 5. Whenever we have smelt blood, we have gone for the kill. And maybe that will excuse us on the Bayern Munich performances, because again, Bayern didn't give away a lot in those games, and maybe that's where Arsenal didn't actually progress through to the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. Now, Chelsea, I would want to speak something about Chelsea, something small about Chelsea. That game was a London derby, and they should have done more. They should have given us a good game. We deserve a good game against Chelsea. We deserve a good game against Tottenham, and we deserve a good game against any London rivals. Because when Arsenal come in such games, we come prepared. We come to fight, and you saw it in the team. We started right away, right from minute one, one. Arsenal was attacking, we were pressing high, we were winning the ball back as quick as we can, and we were too much for Chelsea. I want you to compare those two performances, that performance against the Wolverhampton performance, which we actually won 2-0. But I want you to compare the two performances. Yes, we were away at the Molineux, but we were against a ripped Wolverhampton Wanderers side. They didn't have Pedro Neto. They didn't have Lamine was playing as a 9. When have you ever seen that? So we were playing a team that had been riddled with injuries. We were playing a team that was playing teenagers. We were playing a Wolves team that was giving teenagers their debuts against Arsenal. And yet at the end of the day, Arsenal, after being disappointed in Munich, we came, we won the game, but we respectfully won the game. And Wolverhampton Wanderers, they didn't deserve to be decimated and embarrassed, and so they were none. That's what I expected of this Chelsea side. I expected them to come at the Emirates Stadium, go there and put up a fight, right? This Arsenal team has not rested ever since this month started. Actually, before this month started, we played Man City, then we played Luton, then we played Sheffield, then we played Bayern home and away, then we played Aston Villa, then we played Wolves. So you expect Arsenal to be tired. You expect these players to be, burn out, to be in our legs. And you saw it against Bayern, you saw it against Wolves. But Chelsea came and they spread their legs. They came and they did a whole show. And I tell you, Arsenal love a whole show because they will fuck you up. And that's what we did. So, Mikel Arteta and the team, that is energizing, right? Look, I don't think we are going to win the league. I don't think we are the team that's going to win the league. I think it's Man City. I think City are capable of putting in these performances every single time, and I think they will not lose another game until at the end of the campaign, and I still think they will not draw another game. So City will be champions. But for me, the important point, right? The important point here is not about whether Arsenal win the league. The important point is about Mikel Arteta and his team convincing us that the things we do well, we are capable of doing well, and the things that we don't do well, probably we can get a solution in the market or even by these players developing. I loved that. I saw it in that Chelsea game. The things we do well, which are pressing high up the pitch, chance creation, right? Those things have been consistent in all the games we played this campaign. Even against Bayern, I think we created chances. Benny Blanco had a good chance. Saka had a very, very good chance. And if we talk about those two good chances in the first leg, if both chances got into the back of the net, Arsenal with that game 4-2, and we are talking about something different in the second leg. And even in the second leg, before Bayern scored, Gabriel Martinelli had a glorious, glorious chance. So pressing high up the pitch and energy and creating chances, that is something consistent with this Arsenal side, and whatever happens, we have done very well. We continue to do very well, and I really, really want to give Mikel Arteta for his credit. The other thing I loved about this performance is the times when pressure gets to you, and the pressure will always get to you, but the times when you need to rise up, the times when you need to come and show that regardless of the pressure, regardless of what is going on, we are here for a purpose, right? We are out of the UCL. We are no longer going to crumble to pressure. It's time for us to deliver. And that was signed and delivered for the fans. That is a performance that we needed as the fans. That's a performance that Arsenal fans have been waiting for. Because personally, I was starting to feel some doubts. Honestly, I was starting to feel some doubts. Is it because that we played easy teams in the 10-game run-in? No. I mean, Liverpool is not a small team, so is Man City. If we went 11 games unbeaten, which was ended by Aston Villa, which means that there was something in this team. There is something. This team is a good team. And yesterday we saw the real evidence to suggest that this team is actually a very, very good team. So I love the performances. Kai Havertz was great. Martin Odegaard was impeccable. Really, really impeccable. And I think if you're an Arsenal fan out there, that performance must have been one of the best you've watched ever since we started, that run of games that where we didn't win. Because we didn't play very well against Bayern home and away. Aston Villa and Wolves, again, we didn't play very well. But against Chelsea, we have delivered. Now, let's get to some of the player ratings. David Raya, I think with David Raya, you've got to go and give him a 9 out of 10 now. Because he is the leading goalkeeper in the Premier League. And I'm not having all this, talk that I always say, or people always say actually as well, that he doesn't have a lot to do. I think he gives a lot of confidence to this team. He helps this team in ways that are really, really unimaginable. So I'll give him a 9 out of 10. Benny Blanco, 10 out of 10. Ben White was great yesterday. Really, really great. I mean, the goal, the first one is what I loved more. I think the second one is unintended. He's trying to play it at the back post for anyone running at the back post to make it. But the first goal, his positioning, I mean, what is he doing there? And the finishing, that's not of a centre back. And I think he looks at that and it's like, if I had just buried the Bayern Munich chance, again, different story. Takara Tomiyasu, for me, he's the guy that should be playing at left back without Jerry and Timber. Of course, Timber is back. He played the game with the under 21s and he scored a sublime goal. But Tommy, for me, I'll give him an 8. out of 10. Because Chelsea do have wingers and they do have individual talent there. And we saw Jackson and Madueke trying to create some things and trying to make some things happen. But in the end, I think our fullbacks were great. So Tommy, an 8 out of 10. Gabriel and Saliba, these are the two that I would say didn't have a lot to do, honestly. They didn't have a lot to do. They were not really concerned. And partly why they were not concerned is that Partey, Declan Rice partnership. But also Chelsea are blunt. That's the truth. Chelsea are really blunt as a team. They're not as sharp as Aston Villa. They're not as sharp as a Bayern Munich up top. So I'll give both of them a 7 out of 10. I don't think they really had a lot to do. Declan Rice and Thomas Partey. With Thomas Partey, we've already said it, and I personally have already said it, that if he was always fit, we would win some games that we didn't win. For me, if Partey is fit, West Ham don't dominate that kind of nonsensical domination at the Emirates. If Partey is fit, Fulham don't take 4 points off Arsenal if Partey is fit. But the problem, he is never fit. So he played Partey and he played Declan Rice for Chelsea. For Chelsea. And Mikel has got to understand this, that we love him, right? And people like me question him. But that doesn't mean I don't believe in him. But I will question him always. But if he plays Partey and Declan Rice against Bayern home and away, right? We win one of those games. We win one of those games. Because what is our problem? Our problem was Leon Goretzka, and Conrad Laimer. You've got to get someone who is energetic and physical to shut them down. That's Thomas Partey. That is Declan Rice. So for Thomas Partey yesterday against Chelsea, for me, he was a man against boys. 9 out of 10. Declan Rice, for me, it's a 10 out of 10 for Declan Rice. I mean, those are the performances that we signed him for. Those are the performances that we want to see. We want to see him driving the ball. We want to see him arriving in the penalty area. We want to see him impacting games. Earlier on, an assist for Leandro Trossard, boom, go. And he set us on the way for victory. But overall in the game, he's a brilliant player. He doesn't get injured. He's always there. He's playing a lot of minutes. He's playing a lot of games. And he's winning the ball back. And he's taking it the other way. That, you can't beat that. You really, really cannot beat that. Martin Odegaard is a 10 out of 10. But I think with Martin Odegaard, we've got to say he's man of the match. Right? We've got to say he's man of the match. Because he doesn't score. He assists for Kai and he assists for Ben White, right? It is not the assists. It's the quality of those balls. And we have watched Ozil, because for us as Arsenal, this team will pride itself in having some of the most entertaining midfielders ever the Premier League has ever seen. Samuel Nasri, Cesc Fabregas, now Martin Odegaard, Ozil. I mean, Bergkamp was more of a striker. But what he did on the ball, exciting, scintillating. So, the likes of Alexander Hileb, the short spell of Alexander Sombilong, Santiago Cazorla. But with Martin Odegaard, it's either, because with Jack Wilshere, when he was there, he was phenomenal. When he was not there, you could miss him. With Odegaard, he's kind of, just continuing that line of real midfielders. But he brings something very different to this Arsenal side, something that a Unai Emery side didn't have and was not looking to get, and something that we lost with Arsene Wenger when Ozil's performances kind of toned down. That magician that is not afraid to do what he knows he can do. And he does it very well. 10 out of 10 for me. I'm still wrapping my head around how Martin Odegaard is one of the best, hardworking and most effective pressers in the world, but also one of the most effective creators in the world. We need to have a discussion about Odegaard. Honestly, we will. Kai Havertz, 10 out of 10. Missed a lot of chances in the first half. But again, with Kai, it's not about the 2 goals. It's about the work he does and he did off the ball. And I think Mauricio Pochettino, unlucky. Unlucky. You don't want to be that unlucky team that Mikel Arteta summons Partey and Rice for alongside Kai Havertz and Martin Odegaard in front. Like, because Kai Havertz and Odegaard will press the life out of you. And these two, Rice and Partey, will make sure that any second balls that come from that pressing, that leak through the press of Odegaard and Havertz, don't have any effect and impact. So, unlucky Pochettino. Really unlucky. Kai Havertz, 10 out of 10 for me. Saka, 7 out of 10. Not a bad performance at all by any standard. Shows why he's one of the most important players at Arsenal. Leandro Trossard, 7 out of 10 as well. Again, the goal is good. He's not afraid to shoot, and he is good when he shoots. I think for Trossard, there are times when he's been not good, right? But I don't want us to say he is a bench player. He is not just a bench player. Mikel Arteta, we'll give him a 10 because hitting 5 after a run of games in this month that has been really hectic, and then you continue the momentum. He's trained the team well. He's actually the education this team has is good, and I think he foresaw the game. He came to kill the game with Partey and Rice. He decimated Chelsea, and the referee. For me, the Tomiyasu tackle is a red card, right? So I'll give him 5 out of 10. I don't know why our players are being fouled. It is back to back now. Back to back games. Kai Havertz was fouled against Wolves, I think, over the weekend. And now, as well, we are looking at this. I think is it Jackson or is it Madueke who steps on Tomiyasu? And for me, it should be a red card. But 5 out of 10. The performance, I loved it. I really, really did. I enjoyed that.